All right, let's get the ball rolling. We've got a lot to cover, all right, and not a whole lot of time to do it. I want you to make sure you have that piece of paper and pen in hand because you're going to need it, all right? I want to make sure you know what you're doing when it comes to trading because of what this says, all right? Basically, this says if you don't know what you're doing when you're trading the market, you can lose your money, all right? And I don't think that's a secret for any of you, but I start off with that so that everybody knows that this is serious business, and I take it very seriously, all right? But what I'm going to do in the next hour is I'm going to turn you into a trader, all right? I'm also going to make it, all right, so that you, especially as a new person, can trade alongside, not just any traders, all right, but the traders here at Market Traders Institute. 22 years worth of experience, all right? You'll be able to leverage that to your advantage so that you can turn this whole thing into a money-making exercise, all right? And we're pretty excited around here. Why? Because we released our most recent prediction earlier this week, all right? We call it the 100 Days of Trump. And when predictions come out of Market Traders Institute, this is a highly anticipated event worldwide in the Forex community. Why? Because our track record is so phenomenal. All right, our last 7 predictions in a row, all right, all profitable, and they've netted more than 20,000 pips for individual traders around the world. All right, our latest prediction, like I said, it's called the 100 Days of Trump. Maybe you write that down. Okay, it's not a political statement. We don't care about politics. Traders do not care about what's going on in the news so they can go post on Facebook about it, all right? A good trader, right, doesn't care who's in the White House. They care how they can make money, okay? And the fact of the matter is our 100 days prediction is based around policy, and we're predicting, okay, more than a 5,000 pip movement. Now, what does that mean? Well, that means if you're a trader, all right, and you're trading our recommendation, and you're trading for $1 a pip, well, 5,000 pips would be $5,000. So if that sounds like a conversation you want to be having, okay, you can actually have that conversation today at 4 o'clock when our traders break down this opportunity. And we're so confident in this one. Are you ready for this? If you come and trade with us, okay, yes, we're predicting 5,000 pips, but if you come and trade with us, we're going to guarantee your results. As a matter of fact, we're going to guarantee 2,000 of those pips in writing, okay? So to let you know how confident we are in our formula, how confident we are in our results, all right, you come trade with us, we're going to guarantee your time and that result, all right? So let's go through this because, again, we've got a lot to cover. We're going to go just about 60 minutes, okay? I'm going to tell you a little bit about our group, but then we're going to dive into the Forex market. And by the time we're done, you, even if you're brand new, are going to know more about making money in the Forex than 99% of the people on this planet, all right? And I'm pretty sure you haven't seen what I'm about to show you, because if you had, you'd already be doing it, all right? We'll go live in the Forex market. That's the best way to do anything. Instead of just teaching me theory, show it to me live in the market. That's the best way to do application is in real time, so we'll do that. I'll show you how to get into a trade, get out of a trade. Again, I'll show you that opportunity, and guess what? At the end, if this all makes sense to you, you give yourself a shot at it, okay? I will be showing you steps. I will be showing you the formula. Write that down. That's an important word, okay? Specific steps that you're going to take, all right? I'm going to show you a piece of software also that's going to give you absolute clarity on the market. Again, what's the point of all this? To get you to trade live. That's the only way to make money is to be out there doing it. You got to click the buttons in order to make the money, all right? But you'll be prepared to do that today with what I show you. Now, I'm not going to show you everything. Okay, I couldn't possibly, but I don't have to, all right? I'm going to show you enough that you're going to be confident enough to get started today, and the best part about all this, all right, is no matter what I show you, no matter what you can react to or respond to, okay, you're going to be able to take advantage of all of that risk-free to you financially. So with that, all right, I'm Joe Cavallaro. That's my smiling face, all right? I've been trading markets since I graduated from college back in 1994. All right, I've traded them all. I'm licensed in all of them. All right, stock, options, commodities, futures, and Forex. I've been a principal at a couple of firms. I've traded the big accounts for those firms, and I've managed some trading desks. Now, why is that important to you? 2 reasons. Number 1, gang, I know the difference between the markets, okay? And here's what I'll tell you. You can make money at all of them. That's not a secret. You can make money trading stocks. All right, you can make money trading options. You want to go trade coffee and sugar? You can make money at that. But when it comes to the Forex market, understand, this market's going to give you every available advantage when it comes to trading, and we're going to talk about that today. And the other thing that's important to you is right down here. I've managed some trading desks, 10, 15, 25 traders at a time, okay? And my job was pretty simple, all right? Make sure every last trader on that desk was profitable, all right? That was my job. Make sure they had the strategies, make sure they had the tools, make sure they had the discipline, so that when their profit sheet came out at the end of the month, it was green, okay? That's what you're looking for. That's what I'm going to do for you here today. I'm going to imagine, all right, I'm going to act as if you just sat down on my trading desk, and I'm just going to do for you what I've done for so many others before. All right, I'm coming to you from the Market Traders Institute. I'm here in Orlando, Florida. If you Googled me beforehand, well, then you know what I'm about to tell you. All right, but for those of you that didn't, understand, we've been in this business, all right, training new traders, people just like you, to trade from home, from their kitchen table, to trade the Forex market for the last 22 years. All right, we've got more than 30,000 students that have come through our program in that time. All right, you might have seen us already on Fox Business or CNBC. You might have seen us in Inc. magazine, right? Now, what do they say about us? Inc. magazine, 2 years in a row, all right, says that we're one of the fastest growing companies of any kind in the world. In fact, they talk about our group at the same time they talk about Microsoft, right? How did we get there? It's simple. It's about results, all right? Please write that word down, results, all right? In the market, we measure results in dollars. So if that's what you came here looking to do, right, get that positive result, I'm going to tell you came to the right place. And what's going to happen when you get that result, it's just natural. You're going to be excited. You're going to tell a couple of your friends, and then they're going to come to us. We're going to help them get that result too, okay? But it's actually just a little bit bigger than Inc. magazine. Check this out. I don't know how many of you recognize this TV studio, all right? For those of you that do, what is that? That's the Shark Tank, right? That's an awesome TV show that's on here in the States where billionaires get together, right, and they evaluate business ideas. And if you've ever seen this show, they hear every idea that there is, all right, and then they decide whether they want to get involved. Well, what's exciting for us is that one of the original sharks, Kevin Harrington, okay, has not only seen exactly what I'm going to show you here today, but he came in here to MTI, all right, he saw our operation firsthand. More important, he saw those results that we're getting for our clients. And long story short, he's now working with our CEO, all right, Jared Martinez, the chief, right? Some of you know who that is. If you don't, I'll introduce him in a second too, all right? But he's working with our CEO on our biggest initiative. Trade Like a Shark, all right, is a huge opportunity for you here in 2017. Okay, and since I brought him up, let me very quickly just do one more introduction so you know who's in charge around here. That is the Forex Chief, all right? That's his nickname in the business, okay? And the fact is, you might have seen him on CNBC also, right? You might have gotten a copy of his best-selling Forex trading book. Here's a guy that made himself a couple of $1 million in the Forex market, all right, because he discovered a formula for successful trading. Okay, and that's a word I want you to write down if you didn't already, formula, all right? Success, and I think you know this, in the market, it's not a fantasy, right? It's a formula, a formula for success, a series of steps that you do over and over and over again, repeatable things, okay, that keep on bringing you success. Well, in this market, he discovered that formula, and the neatest part about today is I'm going to show you that formula, all right? So you're going to have that today as a strong takeaway. So with that, and now that everybody's in the group, all right, let's get the ball rolling, because we got to talk about why so many people are coming to the Forex market as opposed to any of the others, okay? The reason this market is exploding, all right, with individual traders is because it gives you every available advantage when it comes to trading. First and foremost, it's the most liquid market on the planet, all right? What does that mean? Well, of course, liquidity is basically a fancy word, right, that says you can enter and exit the market anytime that you want. There's always buyers, there's always sellers, and at no time is there a limit on your trading, all right? You can be in a trade for 5 minutes, right, get out with no penalties, all right? You can be in for 5 months or 5 days or 5 hours, all right? One of the things that we're going to do here at MTI that a lot of people might not understand is we help all of our students understand their personal trading style, because not everybody trades the same way. What do I mean? Well, I know that there's some of you that want to trade 4 or 5 times a day, and that's fine. But I also know that there's some of you that might only want to trade 4 or 5 times a month. That part's going to be up to you, and we're going to talk about that. All right, we're going to mentor you in that area. Now, number two, flexibility. This market is the most flexible market on the planet. Why? Because it's open around the clock. All right, this is a 24-hour market. And I'm going to say that about 70% of our students, all right, are part-time traders. What that means is they got a full-time job. When they come home from the job, they open up their computer, they want to go trade the Forex, okay? Well, because the market's open round the clock, you can be in Melbourne, Australia or Melbourne, Florida. Market's going to be open when you want to trade it, regardless of your time zone, regardless of your schedule, okay? You don't have to turn your life upside down for this one because the market's always open from Sunday at 5 until Friday at 5. You're going to be able to find some time to trade it. Very good. All right, number three, my favorite one, size, okay? The Forex market, whether you realize it or not, is the biggest market in the world. It is bigger than the rest of the markets of the world put together, all right? This is the big pile of money. Everybody says, where's that big pile of money, right? If I could find the big pile of money, things would be better. Well, you found it, all right? Because this is a currency market. This is all the money in the world. All right, you found the pile of money, and your job is going to be what? To reach into that pile and pull some out, right, on a monthly, daily, weekly basis and start making your own pile. All right, there's $5 trillion a day here, gang. There's a lot of money. All right, so let's talk about how you're going to get it. And the best part is it's not going to be hard. All right, this market's simple to learn. You want to be a stock trader? You could do that. All right, but if you're going to be any good at it, you got to learn what? 500, 600 companies, right, so that you can trade them. Well, in this market, you don't have to learn 500 or 600 companies. You know what you have to know? About 5 or 6 different currencies, all right? 5 or 6. Now, listen, if you don't know the major currencies, I'm going to make the list of them right now, and I want you to write them down because these are the currencies you're going to be trading, okay? The Canadian dollar and the euro, the pound and the yen, the Swiss franc and the Australian dollar. Jot those down because that's going to be your list, okay? The currencies that you've already heard of. We'll start with that. We'll build a strong foundation for you. We don't have to get too fancy, all right? We're going to trade the major currencies, all right? Now, currencies trade in pairs, all right? Currencies trade one against the other. And anytime you see a currency pair, all right, it's going to be followed by an exchange rate, all right? Now, there's a familiar term even if you're brand new at this, right? Yeah, Joe, I've seen an exchange rate before. Okay. An exchange rate is nothing more than a value between two currencies. All right, if you've ever been traveling, you've been to the bank, right, you've been to the airport, you go up to the exchange booth, right, you ask, hey, what's the exchange rate between the euro and the US dollar? As soon as you see it, right, you know what that number means, okay? Well, as traders, understand something. You know what we do? It's pretty simple. We trade exchange rates for profit. That's it. And whether they go up or they go down, okay, we can make money in either direction, all right? So now I got to get you talking like a trader, okay? Most people, when they talk about exchange rates, they talk about them in terms of dollars and cents, all right? Here's where traders are going to be just a little different. We're going to look a little further to the right, okay, at these last 2 decimal places. Those are called the pips. You heard me use the term before, pips. Write that down, all right? Pips stands for price, interest, point. Tiny little moves in the exchange rate are what we as traders are looking to capture. We're looking to capture as many pips as possible because understand, exchange rates do not move dollars at a time, okay? They don't move cents at a time. They move pips at a time, all right? So we're looking to capture as many pips as possible. I'll give you an example, all right? Let's say we've got the euro and the US dollar and the exchange rate's $1.625, all right? During the course of the day, we might see a strong euro or a weak dollar. If that's the case, what's going to happen? Well, that's going to move the exchange rate. All right, in this case, it would move it higher. So let's say, right, the exchange rate went from 106.25 up to 106.95. That's a difference of 70 pips. You see that? The 3rd and 4th decimal place. So now what? Now you know where to find them. All right, so you're thinking, all right, I know where to find them. How do I go get them? It's pretty simple. You buy low and sell high. No. I'm serious. That is really how simple it is. All right, you buy low and sell high. You follow your formula. All right, you protect your downside. You get consistent. All right, and you'll get those pips. Trading is going to be a repeatable exercise. All right, the more pips you get, the better. Now, having said that, I understand that you can't pay your bills with pips. All right, so you've got to convert these pips into dollars. How do you do that? Well, here's where you come in, all right? You're going to be making a few decisions when it comes to trading, all right? Here's the first one. You're going to make trades, okay, based on how confident you are, all right? How confident you are in the trade is going to determine two things: how much money you put into it, right, and how much profit you take out of it, all right? Now, take good notes here, because this is where the money is, all right? Somebody just typed in, how much money do you need to trade? Well, you got some options, all right? You can trade with a micro lot, a mini lot, or a standard lot, okay? Write that down: micro, mini, and standard. Now, if you trade with a micro lot, all right, how much do you need to bring to the table? Well, with a micro lot, you're looking at a $20 investment, right? $20. Can I trade with $20? Well, right there is one of the most beautiful things about the Forex market, because it doesn't require a lot of capital for you to start trading. You can start small here and grow your account over time. I know some of you have $100,000, $200,000 in your IRA account. Good for you, okay? But there's other traders, right, that want to start small because they want to make sure they know what they're doing, right? They want to dip their toe in the water, all right, to see if their technique is good before they go risking larger amounts. So you might want to start with a $20 investment. Guess what? That's fine, okay? But once you start gaining skills, all right, once you start gaining confidence in your formula, you see that it works, then what do? Naturally, you step it out a little bit, right? And you can trade what's called a mini lot. Now, how much do you need for that? Well, to trade a mini lot, all right, you need $200, all right? A $200 investment allows you to trade a mini lot. And again, if you get even more confident, well, then you can trade even bigger. And if you want to trade a standard lot, that's $2,000. So micro, mini, and standard, that part is going to be up to you, okay? But if you got 20 bucks, you can trade this market. Now, what does it all mean in terms of dollars? Okay, what does this all mean in terms of dollars? Very simple. When you trade micro lots, all right, each of those pips is going to be worth 10 cents. Jot that down, 10 cents. So in the example we just did, where we made 70 pips on the euro, right? If you had done that as a micro lot trade, 70 pips times 10 cents, you'd have made yourself $7, okay? $7 return on a $20 investment. So what is that? 35%. That's a nice percentage, right? It's not a lot of money, but if that is repeatable, all right, 35% of the time, you start leveraging that, and you'll understand that you're not going to be small for very long. All right, now understand, if you did the same trade, okay, but you did it with a mini lot, all right, $200 invested, now each of those pips is worth $1. So the fact of the matter is, on that same trade on the euro, 70 pips would have been worth $70, okay? And it gets to be, listen, it gets to be a lot more fun with the pips when you're trading a little bit bigger. And if you're trading a standard lot of currency, I want you to circle this one on your paper, okay? Because each of the pips when you trade a standard lot is worth $10. So 70 pips, $10 each. You're talking about a $700 return on a $2,000 investment. There's only so many places you can even talk like that, all right? This is one of them. How often does that happen? It happens in every currency, every single day, okay? And now you see how the math sort of works. So now what do we have to do? We got to know where you're trying to get with this thing. And I'm hoping you'll answer this question for me by typing your answer in the chat box, all right? You have something in mind when it comes to, all right, trading in a market. There's a dollar figure you have in mind that's going to make this exercise worth your time. Okay, some of you, you're thinking, well, yeah, I'll go trade the market. If I can make $500 a month, that'll be a good way to spend some time, make my car payment, right? Go out to dinner a couple times a month, walk around with a little money in my pocket. And if $500 a month is what you're looking to make doing this, do me a favor, type that number in the chat box, because you're giving me a target, all right? I know some of you want to make more than that, okay? Some of you value your time a little differently. You're like, yeah, I'm not going to spend my time on this if I can't make $2,000 or $3,000 a month. Well, then if that's your goal, type that in the chat box, okay? You want to set higher goals? That's fine, all right? I know some of you want to replace your income. Well, that's a little bit of a different animal. You got to make $7,000, $8,000, $9,000 a month. You want to be a full-time trader making serious money. You want to make 15 grand. Great. What's your number? Help me to understand what your goal is, because I've got to get the math to work for you, all right? I've got to try to meet your goal. So if you would, just take the next 5 seconds, type that number that you personally have in mind in the chat box so I can get a sip of water. Go ahead and do that. All right, and let's see what some of these numbers are, okay? Lorraine, 2,000, good number. Jesse, 20,000, I like your style. All right, there's 5,000, there's 1,000 a month, 3,000 pounds a month so I can quit my job. Why, Cecilia? Because you're tired of getting bossed around, right? Tell you what, you got a little money in your pocket, suddenly people can't boss you around quite as much. I'm going to tell you that that is a truism, that is a life truism. You got a little bit of money, you know what? People can talk to you a little differently. All right, there's 10,000 a month, good number. 1,000 a month to start, good. You're going to build your base. I like that as well, right? You start small, you make sure you know what you're doing, and then you build it up from there. Okay, you've given me numbers, and I appreciate it, all right? How about this, all right? How committed are you to that? How committed are you to that number? Well, what do I mean? Well, if I can show you something that works, okay, the bag of money is not going to fall from the sky. You've still got to put a little time in to trade this market. Now, I'm going to tell you, you can accomplish the number you just gave me in about 20, 30 minutes a day. That's it. You don't have to turn your life upside down, right? You go to work, you do what you do, right? And you can come home and trade the Forex. Are you willing to put 20 to 30 minutes a day into this in order to get that number you just gave me? All right? That's a yes or no question. And I've got to do my part, all right? I've got to show you something that works. But if I can do my part, will you commit to 20 to 30 minutes a day at this to get that number you just gave me? All right? That's a yes or no question. Yes, 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 of course, right? I'll give you an hour. Good answer. Thank you, Kevin, right? Somebody type no. Okay, that's fine. Listen, it's okay if you type no because trading's not for everybody, okay? And it may not be for you. And if you type no, then this just isn't your cup of tea. That's fine. But if you type yes, okay, and you're committed to this, now I've got to do my part. All right, I've got to show you something that works, so we're going to go live to the market. And for any of you that's here that's serious about taking your trading to the next level, all right, getting educated, getting mentored in the Forex market, you want to talk to somebody about being a student here, anytime I'm going through this, okay, anytime I'm going through this, if something makes sense to you, or if you got a question that you need answered, you want to take a little bit of time, all right, you know what you can do? In that same chat box, type your phone number. Type your phone number so that at the end, right, either I or one of my traders here, one of my education specialists, right, can just pick up the phone and reach out to you. All right, we'll take a couple minutes, answer your questions. You want to become a student? Type in your phone number, type the word student, all right, and we'll give you the information you need. Is that fair enough? You don't have to do that right now, all right, but if at any time during my talk, right, that strikes you and you say, you know what, I want to talk to somebody about that, just put in a good number in the chat box and let me know what you want to talk about. Fair enough? Okay. Now what am I going to do? I got to put the gas pedal down. All right, now that we're all here, I've got to shift gears a little bit because I've got to show you the star of the show. All right, this is the tool that's going to get you where you want to go in this market. This is called Ultimate Charting Software. Okay, this is our proprietary piece. Every one of the traders, all right, people like you, that's a student of our group, right? They're trading at home at their kitchen table. They have this piece of software right on their desk, all right? Every one of the traders here, Josh, Tyson, myself, the chief, Kevin Harrington, okay? They have it all on their desk as well so that we're all looking at the same thing. We've got over $1 million invested in this program, and it is super valuable. Why? Because it answers the 3 questions every trader has to answer. All right, number one, which way is the market going? That's huge. You got to know which way the market's going if you're going to trade it. Is the market going up? Well, if you know which way it's going, that's a huge advantage. All right, this software will show you that, and then what it'll do, it'll tell you where to get in and where to get out. Okay, now you have to understand the Forex is a unique market. This market is different, all right, than any other market because of what it says right here, because it repeats itself, because it does the same things over and over and over again, okay? This market develops patterns. Now we're going to read those patterns on the chart, okay? You've seen charts before. You've seen patterns before. You've seen candlesticks before, all right? If we can read these patterns and we see that they repeat themselves, all right, you're going to see how you can make serious money. But let's keep it simple, okay? Candlesticks. When you see blue ones on a chart, the market's going down. Is that easy enough? When you see white ones, the market's going up. Okay, and what do you notice right away? The market never goes straight down or straight up. It always moves in waves. It moves in patterns. Now, I want to isolate a couple of patterns. All right, I'm going to call them A, B, C, D. Please write that down. A, B, C, D. The Forex market, right, moves in A, B, C, D patterns. Now, let's bring this chart to life. Okay, we're going to start all the way over here on the left, where the market starts at a high price. We're going to call that letter A. What happens? The market fades down to a low price, right, letter B, right, before what? Before it rebounds to a high price, letter C, okay, and then what? It fades again all the way down to a low price, that's letter D. So A, B, C, D. Okay, there is a tool that is built into this program that can read these patterns, okay? What it does is it takes two measurements from A to B and from B to C. And with those two measurements, all right, it can tell you where letter D is. It takes those two measurements, A to B and B to C, and with those two measurements, it can tell you where letter D is. Now, right away, you're looking at that saying, well, that's not too impressive. Why not? Because you can see letter D right there with your own eyes, right? Hey, Joe, there it is. That wasn't too hard, right? Where's my bag of money, right? And I understand that. When I say it initially, right, it doesn't sound too impressive. But how about this? What if the tool I'm talking about could read the patterns ahead of time? What do I mean? Well, what if the tool I'm talking about can take one of these patterns, right, and do a measurement from A to B and B to C, okay, and with those two measurements, it can tell you where letter D is before it happens. Now, all of a sudden, that's a little bit of a different conversation, right? What if, and I'm going to ask you this question, and I want you to, it's a serious question. I want you to type your answer in the chat box, all right? If this tool could tell you ahead of time, all right, which way the market was going, right? Not only that, but how far it was going to go. Do you think, right, that would give you a massive edge when it came to trading the market? Sounds like a pretty simple question. It's not a trick question. If this tool could tell you which way the market was going, all right, and then on top of it tell you how far, do you think that would give you a pretty big edge? Yes. Yes. Look at all my yes answers. Thank you for typing that in, Ahmed. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Omar, Roger, Lance, right? Of course it would give you an edge, right? The chief asked me the same thing. He said, Joe, do you think that would give you an edge? I said, of course it would. He said, you think you could make money with that? I said, Chief, anybody could make money with that. Is there such a tool? He said, let me show it to you, all right? And I'm going to show you the same thing that he showed me. It's built into the program. This tool that I'm talking about is called the Fibonacci tool, okay? Write that down, would you? The Fibonacci tool is based on something called the Fibonacci sequence. All right, some of you have heard of this before. For the rest of you, let me just explain what this is very quickly. All right, the Fibonacci sequence. Who the heck is Fibonacci? Well, Fibonacci was an Italian mathematician, okay, who is very famous because he came up with a sequence of numbers that can measure everything, okay, everything in nature, okay. He found out that everything follows a natural and predictable pattern. And he came up with a sequence of numbers that can measure all of it. Let me show you what I mean. You see that fish? Okay? If I asked you, how many scales are on that fish? Right? You could try to figure it out by counting them one at a time. Do you know something? If you put the Fibonacci sequence on that fish, it'll tell you exactly how many scales are on it because it's a natural and predictable pattern. Right? Same thing with the sunflower. Right? How many petals are on the sunflower? Well, you could try to count them one at a time, right? She loves me not. Listen, if you put the Fibonacci sequence on that sunflower, it'll tell you exactly how many petals are on it because it follows a natural and predictable pattern, right? We use this on everything. We use it on architecture. We use it on the human body, all right? You've seen this diagram, all right? We use the Fibonacci sequence to measure our symmetry, the length of our arms, the length of our legs. The shape of your ear, gang, is nothing more than a Fibonacci sequence. Everything follows a natural and predictable pattern. So what does that have to do with the Forex market? Well, the chief said, hold on a second. The Forex market definitely follows patterns. What if they are natural and predictable? What if we take this Fibonacci thing and plug it in here, okay, and it works? We can make a ton of money with that. Well, that's exactly what he did. All right, he plugged the Fibonacci sequence into the Forex market and he found that the patterns are natural and predictable. And all you're going to have to do, right, to use this tool is get this thing on your desk and be able to look at the chart, identify a low price and a high price. If you can do that, okay, and draw a line between the two, what's going to happen automatically is that Fibonacci sequence that I'm talking about is going to appear right on your desk. There it is. These numbers represent, all right, the Fibonacci sequence. Now let me tell you exactly what's happening here. All right, the market has rallied from A to B. You can see that. When we put the Fibonacci sequence on that rally, all right, it's measuring that distance, right, that energy from A to B. Okay, when it gets to letter B, what happens? Well, the market stops going up, right, and the market very naturally pulls back. You've seen this before. The market takes a breather, right, all the way down to this low price, and then it makes a U-turn. Well, finding that low price, right, is going to be part of the conversation. You had low price A, right, then you had high price B. What you're going to identify here is that low price, and we're going to call it letter C. And what I want you to notice is how it lines up with one of these Fibonacci numbers. You see how that low price lines up with this red line, this red Fibonacci number? That's going to be significant. Why? Because, well, some people call these Fibonacci numbers energy levels. You know what I call them? Trampolines. All right? Because the way this works, if the market dips down to one of these trampolines, just like if you jumped on a trampoline, what would happen? You'd go higher. If the market lands on one of these trampolines, guess what, gang? It's going higher. All right? And if that's all you knew, that would be a massive advantage. This would be, if the only thing this could tell you is that the market was going up, okay, that would be worth its weight in gold. But here's the beauty of how this works. Not only, all right, will it tell you which way the market's going, it'll tell you how far. All you have to do is match the color. Now listen, if the market pulls back down to one of these red trampolines, okay, and makes a U-turn, that market's bouncing. That market's going to go up, all right? It's going to bounce off that trampoline, and you can see that that's actually happening. But this will even tell you how far if you can match the color. If you bounce off a red one, gang, you're going up, and you're not going to stop till you get all the way up here to this red line. That's where the market is going. Now, your first question, same as mine. How do you know that, right? How do you know it's going up, right? Let alone how far. I mean, really? Okay, and I understand. I understand where you're coming from. You need to see that this works, okay? And I'm going to show you that it does. We're going to go live. We'll do example after example so that you can see that it works. But first, I've got to show you how, okay? Then I'll show you that it does, all right? And we'll do examples, right? In fact, it's where the market pulls back, right, that's going to be most important. What do I mean? Well, the market goes from A to B, right? Where it pulls back is going to be most important. The key is going to be to find letter C. And if the market were to pull back all the way down to here, just as an example, okay, before it made a U-turn, that low price, that letter C, is going to be significant based on where it lines up, okay? In this case, it lines up with the blue trampoline, all right? If that's the case, the market's going to bounce, okay? It's still going to go up, but it's only going to go up here to this blue line. That's how this works. Match the color, red to red. In this case, it would be blue to blue, right? Or if the market pulled all the way back down to here, right, before it made that U-turn, okay, that low price would be lined up with the green trampoline, so we would go from green to green, okay? If you've got that part, you're very close, all right? Now you got to see what? Now you got to see that it actually works, okay? Red to red, blue to blue, green to green. Write that in your notes. But now I've got to show you that this actually works. What do we got here? We've got the euro, all right, against the US dollar, and it made that strong move up from A to B. When it pulled back, right, it pulled back down here to this low price, all right? So we found letter C. Lines up with the red trampoline. What did I tell you? Well, if this works, this market's going up, right, and it's not going to stop till it gets all the way up there to that red line, okay, sometime in the future. That's why I called it future D. It hasn't happened yet, all right, but if this works, well, from here to there is your profit opportunity. Now let's put some numbers on it so that you can see if this is even worth your time. Okay, what's the current price? Well, here it's $1.29. That's where we are, okay? Where are we going? What's the future price? Well, the future price is $1.6123. How do you know that? Because it says so right here. okay? The Fibonacci sequence will tell you exactly how far you're going, right down to the last pip, $1.6123. I just put it over here so you could see it, so you could see that difference. Okay, what's the difference in terms of pips? We'll do the math on that. It's a little over 3,000 pips. Okay, now what does that mean to you? Well, if you did this trade, all right, you'd be looking at making 3,000 pips. Now, I know you're brand new, so you might not want to throw all your money into it. You might just do this trade as a micro lot, all right, 10 cents a pip. You put in $20. If this works, you make yourself $320, okay? If you're a little more confident with this, you see that it works a bunch of times, you know, you can start to trade mini lots, okay? $200 in, $1 a pip, you take $3,000 out. That's a good percentage, right? I like the idea that if you can take $2,000, right, do a one-lot trade, okay, make $10 a pip, $2,000 in, you take $32,000 out, if this works, right? If it does work, how many of those do you need, right, to make a nice positive change? 2, 3, okay? This is what it is, all right? That's what you stand to make if this works. Well, how do you know if it works? Well, you go forward in time so you could see that it works. When I first saw this, I was dazzled. You know why? Because not only did the market continue to bounce higher, right? It made those higher lows and higher highs, right? It continued to bounce until what? Until it got all the way to that red line, all right? Until it got all the way to future D. All of a sudden, future D became letter D, right? That's where the market went, and it didn't just go there almost. It went there exactly, and the market completed the sequence. A, B, C, D is a complete sequence. So your question, and it's just natural, is, okay, great. What happens next? You want to know what happens next? We do it all over again. We start right from here on another sequence. Gang, this sequence, this thing happens over and over and over again. All right, A, B, C, D. Okay, if you can find C, all right, the market's going to D. This works in all the currencies, works in all the time frames, all right? You're going to see that this tool makes the market measurable. You're going to have that clarity, maybe even for the first time, okay? You're going to see that this is repeatable. That's what makes the formula work, all right? And I'm going to show you that formula right now. And the beauty of this whole thing is this tool is going to make the market predictable, and now all I've got to do is go live in the market and show it to you. I'm going to show you what all these buttons do. All right, I'm going to bring this up live in the market. Understand, I want you to pay close attention, because at the end of this, all right, if this makes sense to you, all right, if you see that this works and that you can do it, you know what you do, you let me know that, and I'll let you get this on your desk today. All right, I'll let you use the software when you get on this team today. I'll let you use the software for 60 days so you can try it out and test it out. All right, make sure that it works before you have to make any kind of final decision on if you want to keep it or not. Okay, so you're going to have 60 days to have a look at this, and what I'm going to do now is make sure you're prepared to do that. All right, now when I bring up the software, okay, I've got a chart that's ready to go. When you bring up the software, you know what you're going to be looking at? A blank screen. So let me take you through this, right, step by step. It's not going to be hard, okay, but you're going to have this in your back pocket by the time we're done, and I'm going to show you this formula, okay? What you're going to do is start in the upper left-hand corner. You're going to go right to the charting button. Okay, when you click on charting, you're going to click on this button that says new chart, and you're going to make a decision. What do you want to look at? And in what time frame? Okay, what currency and what time frame? You want to look at the euro? There it is. You want to look at the pound? There it is. Okay, different currency combinations are right here. There's the Australian dollar right here. Let's look at this one. We'll just look at the pound right now, all right? And you can look at it on the monthly chart, the daily chart, the hourly chart. You can look at it on the 1-minute chart, right? Let's look at the 1-minute chart. Just click the open button, okay? Now what do you got? You got a nice fresh chart to look at, and this is happening in real time, okay? This is the 1-minute chart on the pound. We're trading right now right at 125.03, okay? And anytime you see that, right, click up or down a pip, right, that's actual movement that's happening in real time. So it's just that easy to pull up a chart. All right, what I'm going to do right now, though, is this. I'm going to show you the formula. All right, I'll show you exactly what you're going to do. And in fact, instead of looking at the monthly chart or whatever, we'll look at the daily chart. Let's look at it on the Canadian. All right, and now what I'm going to do, because you're ready, is I'm going to get you talking like a trader. All right, I'm going to get you talking like a Forex trader. All right, because we're going to bring this chart to life. And there's a couple terms that you need to put on your paper, okay, so that you'll be talking like a trader and you can impress your friends. Right. We're going to look at every chart for support and resistance. Write that down. all right? Then we're going to look for something called a breakout, all right? When we find it, we're going to go get our sequence, all right? That's going to be our formula. Because this works over and over again, we're going to repeat it, all right? Let's bring this chart to life. First thing you're going to do, right, is you're going to draw a trend line. Now, some of you are good at this, right? Some of you are brand new. If you're brand new, right, you come into the trading room, we'll have this up on the screen. You let us do it a couple of times so you get used to it, but then pretty soon you'll be able to do this yourself. I'm going to draw a trend line, all right, because every chart tells a story. This is the first part of the story. I'm going to come up here to my toolbar. All right, I'm going to open up this menu, and I'm going to click on this first thing that says trend line, okay? My cursor turns into a pen. Let me just draw a trend line right here. You see that? That is a good-looking trend line. Now, how do I know it's good-looking? Well, it's because it's very reliable. Take a look, all right? Every time, for a long period of time, this market, the price of this currency, came down to this trend line. What happened? Well, the market bounced right up off that trend line. Right? Came down to the trend line, bounced. Came down to the trend line, bounced. Up off of this floor, right, that the trend line represents. Right? Came down and continued to bounce higher and higher up off of this floor. Well, if you got a floor underneath something, what's it doing? It's supporting it. That trend line, okay, is support of the price of this currency. Now, that was pretty easy, right? That's what this is. All right, it's pretty easy, but now you're seeing it come to life. So that's a trend line for support. What do you got over here? Just the opposite. Let me show you this. All right, trend line right here. You see that? Now all of a sudden, instead of a trend line acting like a floor, what's happening over here? Well, every time the currency comes up to that trend line, right, now it's acting like a ceiling, right? It's acting like a lid on the currency. The currency pushes up to the ceiling, right, and then sells off. Currency comes up to the ceiling and then crashes down. Up to the ceiling, crashes down. Well, now you don't have support. What do you have? Well, you got resistance. You're trying to break through the ceiling. You're pushing up against it, but you can't get through. So support and resistance, now this is coming to life, okay? And what do you have right here? Very important. Right here, all right, you have it where the price has broken through the ceiling. Now, I really want you to pay attention to that because that is called a breakout. Please write that down, a breakout. And when you come home from work and you open up your Forex charts, if you see a breakout, all right, that's going to get your attention because what's coming behind it is a strong move. I cannot emphasize this enough, all right? When the market breaks through trend lines, all right, what follows that is a strong move. So now what do? Well, now that you see that, that's going to get your attention and you're going to break out your sequence, all right, because now it's time to make the money. Your sequence is what? A, B, C, D. All right, and you're going to break out your Fibonacci tool, all right, so that you can take advantage of this. Now watch carefully, all right? Watch carefully because we're going to be working over here in this area. What did I tell you before? You have to be able to identify high prices and low prices on your chart in order to be able to use this, all right? You have to be able to identify high prices and low prices and what we call U-turns, all right? A U-turn is the shape of the letter U on your chart, all right? Sometimes they're right side up, sometimes they're upside down. But any time you see a U-turn, it's going to be associated with a low price or a high price. Fair enough? Let's start right here. The very bottom of this U-turn, that low price, we're going to call it letter A, okay? Market does what? It rallies strong up to this high price, all right? We're going to call that letter B. You see that? Now what? Now we've got to know which way the market's going, all right? So the key is going to be to find letter C, okay? Where's that? It's at the next U-turn, all right? So I'm going to go forward in time, right? And I'm going to be looking for the next U-turn, all right? Where is it? Where does it appear? Where does that strong U-turn appear? And take a look. There it is, okay? So I got low price A, high price B. Guess what I just found? I found low price C. Okay, what do you do with that? Watch. You break out right now with your Fibonacci tool, all right? You come up here to this toolbar. You click on this menu that says Fibonacci tools. The one at the top says MTI, that's us, Fibonacci tool, okay? Click on that, your pen comes out, and you draw a line very simply from A to B, from the low price to the high price. Now what's happening here? Let me bring this down so you can see it. I'm going to magnify it a little. All right, a little more detail shows up. All right, this is the sequence you are on right now. We've gone from A to B, big rally, but once we reach the high point, all right, we stopped going up and we pulled back down all the way to letter C, way down here. Now what did I tell you? You've got to notice where that low price lines up on this Fibonacci sequence. And you see right here how it lines up with this red line, this red trampoline. What does it mean? Well, gang, it means the market is bouncing off of this Fibonacci number, this energy level, right? And it's going up. And I think you can see that very clearly right here. You see that with your own eyes, right? The market's bouncing and it's going up. But the beauty of this is this tool will tell you how far if you can match the color. If you bounce off a red trampoline, this market's going up, and it's not going to stop till it gets all the way to this red line in the future. So letter D is up here. Now, it hasn't happened yet, all right? So I'm not going to label that D. I'm going to label it future D, because that's where we're going, if this works, okay? What's the price on that? Well, it looks like we're going to 129.72. What's the current price? Where am I supposed to be buying in? Well, that's right here, all right? And the very top of this candlestick, even if you got the worst price, you'd be entering at 124.88. So let's just put some numbers on this calculator, see if this is worth our time. If I'm at 124.88 and I'm supposedly going to 129.72, that's a difference of 484 pips, okay? 484 pips. Now you're going to decide how to trade this. If you do a micro lot, that's 10 cents a pip, okay? Which means if this trade works, you put $20 in, you take $48 out. Well, is that all? Yeah, that's only 240%, okay, if it works. Now, if you did a mini lot, that would be $1 a pip, okay? Dollar times 484, this is almost a $500 conversation, okay? Now we're talking, okay? It's the same percentage, but now we're talking about some pretty good numbers. And if you did it for $10 a pip with just a $2,000 trade, okay, a standard lot, well, now we're talking about, right, being able to make $5,000 if it works. How do you know if it works? Well, you go forward in time and you'll see that it works. Watch the candlesticks as I go forward in time, okay? What happens? The market doesn't go straight up, but it keeps making higher lows and higher highs. It keeps that positive energy, right, pushing higher until what? Take a look. Until it completes the sequence. A, B, C, guess what you just found? You just found letter D. There it is, and had you done that trade, you made yourself almost $5,000. Now that looks pretty good, right? And that's a good dry run, and I said, when you have a breakout, that's going to be an opportunity to make some profit. Well, guess what happens next, all right? Now that you've seen it work, you get to do my favorite word on this whole thing. You get to repeat it, okay? Watch this. Understand exactly how this works, please, because this might be the difference between you struggling and making serious money, okay? If this is the takeaway that you get from this, this will be worth every minute of your time. Watch how this repeats itself, all right? The Forex market always moves in A, B, C, D patterns. What do we look for? Low prices and high prices. Now watch, okay? That's what we have here. Low price, high price. That's a U-turn, right? So what do? We bring our energy forward, okay? Old C becomes new A, okay? The old D, that old high price, right? That becomes the new B, okay? Low price, high price. Have you got it? So what do you do now? You break out with your Fibonacci sequence, okay? Low price to high price. And now what do? You wait for letter C to show up. You wait for letter C to show up. Here, let me bring this down so, again, you can see the whole sequence, because this is important, okay? You wait for letter C to show up. You wait for that next U-turn. Now, in this case, what happens? All right, you see this? This is happening, right? The market comes down to one of those Fibonacci numbers. Is this our U-turn? Well, it looks like it happened very quickly, all right? What does it mean? Well, if we came down to that first Fibonacci number, okay, and we bounced off of it, letter C is right here, which means what? Well, red line, we're going to red, okay? 137.14, Now, where are you here? You're at 131.54. So again, let's do the math on this one. All right, let's do the math on this one. 137.14 minus 131.54, still talking about 560 pips. Now, everybody's question is, how long is that going to take? You know what? We don't know the answer to that. Sorry, my crystal ball is pretty good, right? But I don't know how long it's going to take to get there. Okay, how long did it take on the last one? Well, I got a measuring tool for that, right? Where did we get in? Right here, 124.88. And we completed the sequence right here, right, 2 weeks later. So the last one, right, was worth about $5,000, took 2 weeks to do it, okay? And for most of you, that would meet the goal that you gave me at the beginning, right? You do a couple of these trades a month. We're not talking about it taking a long time necessarily, right? And if you could do that, even once a month, you're killing it, okay? So what do you want to know? All right, show me that it works. Just show it to me one more time. Then I'll be more confident. Okay, go forward in time and you'll see it. All right, what happens? Higher lows, higher highs, right? You got a nice looking bounce right here. Now, even if, all right, even if you chickened out a little bit, right, you're still in profit. You didn't make it all the way to the red line, but even if you chickened out a little bit, right, you still made some money with this one. Because of what? Because of the Fibonacci sequence, A, B, C, D. But what do you want to see, Joe? I want to see it go right to that red line. Okay, as we go forward in time, you're going to see it. Doesn't go straight up, all right? But it continues, right, in that positive direction until what? Until it completes the sequence. A, B, C, D. There it is, 560 pips. Thank you very much. Well, that sure looks like it works, but what happened here? All right, oh, look at what happened here. All right, that's the first question I asked too. What did happen here when the market dipped? You know what happened? It gave you a second chance, right, to do this trade because the market came down, right, yes, to that same Fibonacci number, and if you missed it the first time, right, it gave you a second chance to get in because C is still right there. Look what happened. A, B, C, D completes the sequence, all right? Now, you're ready to trade this, okay? You're ready to do this. But what I have to make sure of is that you can see the sequences, all right? I don't expect you to be an expert on this yet, but I want to know if you can see the sequences. If you can you do me a favor, please? Type ABCD in the chat box so I know that you can see this, all right? I'm trying to build your foundation with this, and I have to make sure that you have this point because this is what our whole thing is based on, right? Our 22 years we got based on this ABCD thing. So I just want to make sure that you can see these sequences so that you're ready to take a step forward because now we're ready to trade it, all right? Now we're ready to trade it now that you see that it repeats itself. And understand something, gang, all right? I don't care where you look on this chart. I don't care where you put a high price and a low price. You're going to see that the market moves in ABCD sequences. Look, no matter how far back in time I go, all right? You want to make sure that this works? Look, I just did a high price and a low price right there, right? Market rebounded to a high price, red line. Where's it supposed to go? Isn't it supposed to go from red to red? And it goes right to it exactly. You can't tell me that's a mistake. You can't tell me that's an accident. You can't tell me when I take out my smart Fibonacci tool, right, which will show me all the sequences in order with one click of the mouse. Watch this. See this tool that says A, B, C, D? Okay, when I click on that, look what happens. It'll show me, no matter where I find myself, a high price or a low price, it'll show me all the sequences in a row that were fulfilled. Okay, no matter where I do it, A, B, C, D, repeat, repeat, repeat. All of those would represent trades, all right? And that's all the way up, right? Do it again, repeat, repeat, repeat. This works, okay? So now what do you have to do? You have to take this and do something with it. Okay, you actually have to do your first trade with it. So here's what we're going to do, and we're going to do it quickly because I'm running low on time, all right? And if you want to get this on your desk today and give it a shot, you don't have to wait for me. If you're saying, man, that works, all right, or it sure looks like it works, can't be that easy, but I'm going to try it, all right, whatever. Anytime you're ready to do that, just put a phone number in the chat box, all right? I told you, I'm going to let you make sure that this works, okay? For 60 days before you have to make any kind of final decision on it. Okay, so if that strikes you, okay, just you don't have to wait for me. But in the meantime, I want to show you, now that I've shown you that this works over and over again, how you're going to do your first trade. There's nothing different about this. All right, when you get this on your desk, you're going to be looking for a low price and a high price. There it is. All right, let's just follow the sequence. There's A, okay? There's a high price, that U-turn, that's B, okay? What are you going to do? You're going to draw your sequence on it, okay? A to B, and then you're going to wait for a U-turn, okay? Let's just bring this down here so we can see it. Where's the U-turn? Waiting for it, waiting for it, waiting for it, waiting for it. There it is, okay? We've got ourselves a U-turn. We can see exactly what this is bouncing off of, all right? It's bouncing off this first red one, okay? It could have bounced off the blue. It could have bounced off the green, but guess what? It's bouncing off the red one, which means we're going higher, okay? We're going to go from what? 140. Let me see what the price is on this. Get this out of the way. Click on that. 140.75. Okay, up to 144.79. Let's just be conservative and call this 400 pips. 400 pips. Okay, that looks like money to me. Go buy it. Now I know what you're thinking, Joe. It's easy for you to tell me to go buy something, right, with my own money. That's true. It's easy for me to tell you to go buy something. But what are you thinking? How do I really know this works? What's my downside, right? Because it looks like if you buy it right here, that all of this is risk, and you'd be right, okay? Yes, all of that is risk. We don't like risk. You don't like risk, so what do? This is the last thing I've got to show you, all right, and you'll have the whole thing in your back pocket, all right? What you've got to do is mitigate your risk without a doubt, all right? It's easy to go buy something. You click on the trading button, all right? You got your account attached to this thing. You click on buy. You fill out the little ticket, all right? Most of you have done that before. For the rest of you, we can show you how to do it. That's the easy part. Okay, is filling out the ticket. But you've got to make sure to do this right, that you protect your downside. At the same time you buy, you're going to place what's called a stop order. Please write that down. That builds a floor under your trade that protects your downside, all right? And the fact of the matter is, right, when you place a stop in this market, it becomes automatic, all right? And because the market's so liquid and because the market never closes, your stop orders in this market are a low-risk situation, right? You can place a stop order in the stock market. Market closes. Apple says we didn't sell enough iPhones. Market opens the next day down 28 points, right? Your stop was at 3 points. But guess what? It jumps over your stop because of the way that market works, and you end up getting killed. Oh, I thought I was protected. In this market, you have protection. It trades through every price, okay? It's super liquid, and the market's always open. So this stop becomes automatic wherever you place it. Okay, now check this out. Wherever you place it, you're going to mitigate risk. Let's say you place it arbitrarily. You put it right here. Okay, if you place it arbitrarily, you've just reduced all of this risk. Now you're taking a little bit, but I don't want you to do arbitrarily. All right, I don't want you to guess. I'm going to show you exactly where to place your stop right now. Okay, whether you're conservative or aggressive. You know where my conservative traders are going to place their stop? My conservative traders are going to place their stop right here at letter C. That's for my conservative traders, all right, that don't want to take a whole lot of pip risk. Now look, you're barely taking any, all right, and even if that is 50 pips, might even be 80 pips, you're going to decide how big you want to trade it, okay? 80 pips on a standard lot, that might be a little bit of a tall trade, okay, but you could do it on a mini lot, 80 bucks, right? 80 pips risk on a micro lot, you're risking $8 to see if this works. You see what I mean? You're going to make that decision. Conservative traders place it at letter C. C for conservative, okay? Where do my aggressive traders place their stop? My aggressive traders are going to place their stop all the way down here at letter A. A for aggressive. Whoa, that looks like a little bit more risk. Again, that's for my aggressive traders, okay? But the reason they place their stop at letter A is because they understand how this works, and it's based on this adage. It's the last thing you've got to write down, all right? The reason you might place your stop at A and allow yourself to be aggressive is because if the market doesn't break the A, write that down, if it doesn't break down below the A, it has no choice but to go your way, okay? If the market doesn't break the A, it has no choice but to go your way. So that's why my aggressive traders place their stop there. Again, you're going to be in control. You're going to be in charge. You're going to see what the dollars are, and you're going to do what makes sense to you. What do you want to know, though? Did we make the 400 pips? Take a look as we go forward in time, gang. There it is. Higher lows, higher highs. We complete that trade. Look at what happens. We make it all the way to D, A, B, C, D. Worked again. Amazing. I don't care where you place your A's and B's. A, B, C, D. It works. Okay? This works. This is the difference. This is how this market works. It's the only one that works this way. You just made your first 400 pips. Congratulations, but do me a favor. Okay? Now that you reach letter D, what are you supposed to do at that point? Now that you reach letter D, what are you supposed to do? It's the end of the sequence. You got to sell. You got to take your profit. You know why? Because as soon as you reach letter D, what happens? The market changes direction. Why? Why did the market change direction? Because we're going to start another sequence. You see that? This just told you not just where to get in at the U-turn, where to place your stop conservatively. It also told you where to get out when you get to the end of the sequence. Okay? The person that doesn't have this doesn't have a clue. Okay? They're guessing. Oh, my trade is up. I'm going to hold on to it. Maybe it'll go even higher. No, because the sequence dictates that this thing is going to pull back. They just gave back their whole profit. Okay? You, on the other hand, booked it, and now you're waiting for the next sequence, A, B, C, D. Okay? Look what happens. Does it show up again? Does it show up again? Oh, wait a second. Look what happened here. All right? Not only did the market change direction, all right, but the market actually broke down. All right? What do you mean? Well, look. Let me draw me a trend line. All right? See this? Just draw the trend line. Look what happened here. Not only did the market change direction, but when it came back down to the trend line, look, it broke down. Okay? So what's going on? Well, what's going on here, gang, is nothing more than us having an opportunity to make money the other way. Because what is this called? When the market breaks down, right, down through that floor, what happens is it gives us an opportunity for a breakout, right? That gets our attention. What do? We find a high price and a low price. Really, Joe? Take a look. Now, right, we're just going to trade it this way. Now A is here, okay? Where D was, right, ending the old sequence, well, the new sequence sure did start, but it started here in the other direction, right? Came down to a low price. And then what happened? Well, we got to look for that U-turn. There it is, okay? That U-turn is right here, and the high point of it is letter C, okay? A, B, C. So what does it mean? Well, if this works, right, it goes right to that trampoline, right, red to red. We're going down here to 130. Where are we? Well, we're right here at 135. So what do we got? Another 500 pips. Let me ask you a question. If I can show you this thing going to the red line, will you at least give it a shot? If I can show you that this one works, I mean, I can keep showing you A, B, C, D, and I did it in the upward direction. If I can show you that this works in the downward direction too, will you at least give it a shot? Because look what happens. All right, look what happens here. Market continues to move down, lower highs, lower lows, and bang, we make it all the way to the end of that sequence. And of course, we changed direction because we did A, B, C, D. 500 pips. How long did that take? There's a measuring tool right here that'll tell you. That one took another 2 weeks, okay, to make $5 grand, to know where to get in, where to get out, and place your stop. This works over and over. I don't care what time frame you pick, all right? Who just put in their number? Eric, thank you. Anthony, thank you. D, Moshe, thank you, right? You're going to give it a shot? You're going to give it a try, Winston? Good for you. Charlie, I have a question. That's all right. And does it work on the smaller time frames? That's the best question. I don't care what time frame you pick, all right? This is the New Zealand US dollar on the 1 hour time frame. This is real time right over here, okay? Take a look. 1 hour time frame. Just look for A's and B's, and you will see it, all right? Low price, high price, okay? Market dips down, in this case, all the way down to the green line. Well, isn't it then supposed to go from green to green, and doesn't it? And as soon as it gets there, it changes direction. Why? New sequence, all right? So what do? You bring your energy forward, okay? Just watch this, okay? Low price, high price, U-turn, red to red. You can't tell me that's a mistake or an accident, all right? Now, how much was that one worth? Well, it's a shorter time frame, so you're only talking about 65 pips in 24 hours. But if you did that with just one lot, $2,000, okay, don't go cashing in your whole IRA, right? You're not buying Amazon at $800 a share. You're doing one lot worth of trading with $2 grand, okay? 65 pips, though, would be $650. That's a good day of trading, okay? And I don't care where you put your sequence, okay? You just find A and B, low price, high price, and you see that it works. Comes down to C, moves up to D, red line, there it is, change of direction, A, B, C, D. I know this is a good one here because I'm doing it, all right? I'm in this particular trade. I was in it this morning. All right, you see that little spike there? I got busted on part of my stop loss this morning, which is a little frustrating, but hey, that's how it works. But look at what's happening, and it's not a secret or a surprise. It's just A, B, C, D. Blue to blue, if I go 73.65, all right, that's another 48 pips from here. Blue to blue, in fact, write that down, all right, because that's like a freebie for you, 48 pips. Go see if it works, all right? Get this on your desk, give it a shot. All right, how do you sign up for this? Well, make sure you know what you're doing. I know I went quickly, okay, but there's a checklist. There's a checklist that goes through this with you that's built right into the program, all right? Let me put my A here, my B there. It'll tell you what to do, all right? And then it'll even grade your trade, tell you what your potential for profit is before you click the buy button, all right? If you got an 85, I'll tell you what, that's one you want to do, okay? If you got a 27 in that box, guess what? That's one you don't want to do. Even the chief will tell you that. If it doesn't line up, don't take the trade. Go look for another one. All right? There'll be trades. You're going to look for those breakouts. Okay? So, yeah, let's do this. We'll get it on your desk. All right? I'll make sure the auto tools are filled right in there. We'll get you a username and password. Okay? And, again, if you didn't catch every last detail of what I showed you, because I know I went quickly, all right, there's actually one click away, a button, right, where the tutorial for this whole thing is built right in. All right, when you click that button, it's going to ask you for your username and password. All right, when you hit go, one click away is everything I showed you today. Okay, what's the Forex? We did that. Support and resistance, floors and ceilings, right? Then you get the Fibonacci numbers, A, B, C, D. Call your spouse or your kids into the room, right? Call your neighbor or your buddy, right? Your brother-in-law, and say, hey, come over to the house. I'm going to show you something. Wait till you see these Fibonacci's, right? There's even videos, right, that cover all this, uptrends, downtrends, where to put your stops and limits. You know who teaches the videos? The chief, right? But the beauty of a video is you press the pause button when you need to. You got to get caught up on your notes, right? You press the pause button, you finish up that nice strong note, and then you press play again, and you go on with more information, all right? And you'll be learning this from the same person that taught it to me. That is a fantastic tool that's built right into the program. Now, normally this is $249 a month. All right, but if you want to try this out and test this out, all right, make sure this works, right, get on this team today. I'll get you the software for 2 months for free so you can make sure that it works, all right, before you have to make any kind of a final decision on it. But you have to take a step forward, all right, and let me know that that's something that you want to do. I know you got questions, so let's get them answered, all right? Let's make sure you got the formula. If you need it, I'll give you a 2-day online training class so that you have the formula in your back pocket. You've got to have that if you're going to trade with us, because that's the last step. The last step is take what you know and let's go make some money. All right, that's what's worked for us for 22 years. I know your questions are, well, who else is doing this? All right, what are your other students doing? Just go to my Facebook page. You'll see this every day. Are people making pips? Are they learning? Are they doing well? Well, look. Every day on our Facebook page, right, from around the world, we get people that tell us their story, right? They just say, look, I didn't know the first thing about this. Now I'm consistent. Now I've been at it for a day. I made a couple dollars, right? I'm trading live with Josh. I'm trading with Tyson. And look, I made 400 pips. Not too bad, right? $1,000. This person sent us his statement so we could see how he was doing, all right? Anytime you want to go to my Facebook page, you'll see it. All right, we get thousands of hits on this every day, and people tell us every day, look, I made 300 pips, right? I made 1,000 pips. It is totally awesome. But here's the thing, all right? I showed you, right, how to make 500 pips, up and down, okay, both directions. I showed you the ABCDs that work. These people are saying 300 and 1,000 pips. Well, guess what, all right? I don't need you to make all that to change your life, right? You know how many pips I need you to make with this formula? Not 300. Right? Not 200, 20. If I can show you how to be consistent on 20 pips, wait till you see what you can do, all right? Because you gave me a number at the beginning, so now I got to get the math to work. And listen, your first month, I don't expect you to do anything but get your skills down and make sure you know the formula, all right, and make sure you're consistent. But if you can get 20 pips a day your first month, just trading a mini lot, watch what can happen. No, your first month you're not going to change your financial life, okay? Your first month, if you get 20 pips a day on a mini lot, $1 a pip, you're going to make $400, all right? That's not going to change your financial life. You make your car payment, you take your wife out to eat, okay, or your husband. But the fact is, after the first month, just trading that little amount, you're going to see that it works and you're going to have confidence. So the next month you can step it out a little bit. Again, not trading in your whole IRA, all right, just with $2,000, okay? But now that you know it works, right, go get the same 20 pips. You don't have to become a better trader, just 20 pips a day, all right? But now at $10 a pip, now you're making some decent bread. And if you stop there, all right, and just make $4,000 a month, as a repeatable exercise, formula, A, B, C, D, okay? You're going to add about 50 grand a year to what you're doing, and I got to believe that's going to make a little bit of a positive difference, right? Right? You get to at least upgrade your car and fix the, appliances, all right? If you stop there, this was worth every minute of your time, okay? But watch what you could do, right? It'll be up to you, your third month. All I want you to look at, right, is what you made your second month. You made $4,000, okay? Take your investment part right off the table. We're just going to talk about trading the house's money, okay? Because now you're just trading your profit. Your third month, you could take that, now that you know this works, and trade 2 lots of currency. Well, now we're talking about $20 a pip. Same number of pips, just 20 a day. But now look, now you're making serious money, okay? Now you're making $8,000 a month. Now you're making $100,000 a year, okay? And the fact of the matter is, gang, now you're not working for your money. Your money's working for you. All right. Let's get you started with this. Do you think if I could teach you this, or better yet, if MTI could teach you, right, this skill set, where you could take a $2,000 investment and make several thousand month after month after month, right? Do you think that would you let us do it? Would you let us teach you and coach you and train you, right? Mentor you? Let you have the software on your desk, right? Even give you a guarantee. Would you let us do that? Really, that's a yes or no question. Yes. Would you let us train you? Well, I'll tell you what. Good. Thank you, Charlotte. Thank you, Charlie, right? Ahmed, Patel, thank you for that. Good, Raphael. This program is called the Ultimate Traders Package on Demand, all right? It's the most complete, step-by-step, easy-to-use system, right, for trading the Forex market on the planet. Let me tell you all of what's involved when you become a student here, all right? First and foremost, it's lifetime education. It never goes away. So you'll have unlimited access to this for the rest of your life, all right? You can do this at a pace that makes sense to you. We've got live events, all right, that we do every 2 or 3 weeks. You can do them live here in our office. You can do them online, okay? And these live events, these live classes are free once you're on board as a student. All right, you can do them as many times as you want to for the rest of your life, and you've also got access to that online university. All right, that's that tutorial that I showed you. There's even an app for it, so you can carry that around on your cell phone. It is exceptional. Okay, of course today we're going to provide you with that ultimate charting software, all right, and all the automation that I showed you. Now listen, although I didn't have a time, right, to show you the built-in systems, once you learn this, all right, once you learn this and you're comfortable with the performance of the formula and the results, we're going to show you how to automate it, right, with what's called the Automation Trading Factory. That's going to be built in. You're going to get that today, and I want you to know that's going to be your next step, all right, when it comes to trading, automating this. Because once you're comfortable, guess what you can do? All right, we'll show you which buttons to push. You turn it on, you can go to the grocery store. You can turn it on, you can go drop your kids off at school. It will look for the breakouts. It'll look for A, B, C, D. Place your trade with a stop order, downside protection. You just come home and see how you did. All right, totally awesome. We will show you how to do that. We'll make sure that you have the checklist today, though, so you can get out of the gate strong, all right, making sure you've got all those bases covered. All right, then what do you have to do? Well, you got education, right? You got the tools. Now you got to do something with it, okay? And the key to making money is trading it live. And to get you started strong 2 or 3 times a day, all right, we have live trading sessions, all right, live webinars in the market where you take that information from up above, right, and you apply it live. We'll record these every day, so in case you miss one, you don't miss out on the opportunity, all right? I'm going to make sure that you have access also, direct access. You get started today with the CEO of our company, the person that taught this to me, all right? There's going to be live access every week so that you can interface with him personally, all right, and have him be the one that answers your questions, right, and be the mentor that you can mirror and match. Totally awesome, all right? You'll always have a personal coach here to help you, but anytime you go to trade, right, the biggest difference between our group and anybody else's is we've always got a formula trader here, round the clock, all right, so that when you're ready to trade, you understand that you will never trade alone, okay? The track record's there, all right? That is real money. This formula works, and this can work for you, all right? We know our students are doing well because we track them right through the software, all right? We know our students are doing well. In fact, if the next 100 days is anything like the last 100 days, all right, this is going to be phenomenal for you. $3 million our students made over the last 100 days, trading a standard lot, $10 a pip. That is awesome. And the best part about all this for you, gang, is if you want to give yourself a shot at it, we are literally going to give you the entire program, okay, risk-free for the next 60 days. That way, you don't have to just sit here and take my word for it, all right? You can take it today, try it right there on your computer, right, and then you decide whether it's the right program for you. Because let's face it, all right, at the end of the day, the only person you're going to really trust is yourself. All that we ask is that you give this thing an honest effort. So let's do this. All right, when you get down to it, the value of this program is massive. All right, in fact, if you go to my website, markettraders.com, you're going to see the value of the program when you put all these components together is more than $14,000. All right, all the components, the software, the training, the education, all the development, the server cost, all that value is built in here, and it is awesome. Okay, but here's the neat part. To get started with the program, it's not $14,000. That's the value of the program, okay? But for you to get started today, all right, I'm going to save you a ton of money on this, and there's going to be, all right, one way that I mentioned right now as we wrap things up. There's going to be one way for you to get started that absolutely makes sense to you, all right? One actual way you could do this any day of the week is you could go to my website, all right, markettraders.com. What you're going to see there is, yes, the value of the program is $14,000, all right? But we put this together as a bundle, and anytime you save or you put some into a bundle, everybody saves time, right? Everybody saves money. That follows through here as well. You could go to my website anytime, 7 days a week, and get the program, all right? MasterCard, Visa, American Express, or Discover. It's not $14,000, all right? If you go to my website, it's about half of that, all right? You can do that anytime. You get the program. You got access for the rest of your life. So why did I just put a big line through it? Because today we're going to do it a little different, all right? Here at Investor Inspiration, all right, what I want to do is give everybody a chance to come on board 100% risk-free today, all right? We're going to celebrate this awesome move in the market, this 100 days of Trump, right? And what I'm going to do is immediately give you 40% off, okay, the online retail, meaning you can get started today, all right, for a one-time investment, right, of $47.97. That is a $3,200 savings immediately. All right, that's 40% off the retail price, and all you got to do at this point is simply type in your telephone number into the chat box. All right, what I'm going to do is either I'm going to reach out to you, all right, or at the end, as soon as we break, one of my education specialists is going to reach out to you. We'll make sure to answer any and all questions that you have, and then you're off to the races, okay? The only problem you're going to have with this program is you didn't see this 6 months ago, right, and get started then. Now, Michael just asked me, do you have payment plans? As a matter of fact, we do, all right? And if you want to get your foot in the door today, that is something that we offer. You're still going to get the entire package with the 60-day warranty, and you can pay it off as you go. So, Robert, I've got your number. All right, William, I've got yours from earlier. If you want to confirm your number, just type the word confirm so that I make sure to see it. Robin says payment plan question mark. Robin, listen, all right, we're going to customize something for you, all right? We're going to find out because we're going to talk. I'm going to reach out to you. If you see a 407 area code coming into your phone, that's going to be us, okay? Let's find out what makes you comfortable, all right? We're going to customize something for you that's absolutely affordable, that absolutely fits your budget. If you're not comfortable with this, I don't want you to start with it, okay? So let's go ahead and find what makes you comfortable, and we'll customize something just for you. All right, Darren, I've got your number. Marty, I've got yours. And don't forget, all right, this after Friday afternoon, or today, 4 o'clock, you're going to meet with Tyson. He's going to break down those next 5,000 pips. That's going to be an awesome session. Okay, we've opened a special trading room. Extra 25 people can fit in it just for this purpose. This is going to be major. Okay, and if you enroll today, right, what I'm also going to do is I'm going to give you the Forex Chief, all right, the founder of the company. Now listen carefully. If you type in your phone number, okay, and you stick the word Chief next to it, I'll let you trade side by side with him for your first month in what we call the Chief's Trading Room. All right, that is a live trading room with the top person. All right, his average is 2,000 pips a week. Okay, so if you work with him for 4 weeks and you just get the average, that's 8,000 pips. That's an awesome opportunity to get fast-tracked even further. Okay, so if you've got a few questions, we're going to get those answered. All right, but anybody that puts their number in the chat box with the word Chief next to it, all right, when you get on board today, you'll be learning right from the top person. So Christopher and Ian, wow. Robert A., that's perfect. I've got your number. Eric says Chief. Okay, good. I've got your number as well. Okay, and to give you an idea exactly what's going to happen, all right, and I can even give you a little additional value. First and foremost, charting software. All right, normally that goes for $249 a month. What did I say earlier? 2 months free? Watch this. If you commit to doing this, I'll make a commitment to your success. All right, I'm going to plan for your success. I'm going to give you the software 6 months. Okay, so you don't have to worry about the software part. I want you worried about learning this formula. Okay, for my day traders, again, I didn't have time to go through this one, all right, but there's an awesome add-on tool called the Turbo Trader that is for my day traders. All right, because I didn't demo it, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to include it today. All right, it goes right with the software. We'll walk you through all the buttons, but that's for my day traders who want to do this full time. I know that's not for everybody, but day traders, if you want to trade the 10 and 15-minute charts, that thing is a monster. It is awesome. All right, I'll give you that free today as well. You got the Chief, you got the session with Tyson. All right, that's even more value. All right, and really, it comes out to about 17 grand worth of value. So if you typed in your number, all right, I want to help you right now and point you in the right direction. Okay, some of you already told me that you want to do a payment plan. Perfect, all right? Some of you said, well, you could do a one-time payment, and that's fine. Here's what I need you to do. If you think you're leaning towards the one-time payment, okay, and you want to take advantage of that immediate $3,200 savings, I want you to type in the letter A next to your phone number, okay? Now understand, if you type in an A, I'm not saying you're immediately committed right now this second, all right? We're going to help you. All you're saying is that if we get your questions answered and we show you that warranty, all right, and this makes sense to you, that you have the ability, all right, or you can find the ability to make a one-time payment. So please, only type in the letter A if you're in a position to do that. Whether or not you come on board, all right, whether or not this is right for you, that's still to be determined, okay? Now, on the other hand, I want you to type the letter B if you think you're more likely to do a payment plan, okay? Now, with the letter B, all right, you get that awesome online bundle price, but what you also get is the flexibility, all right, where you can just put a little bit down to get your foot in the door, and we'll work out the rest of it, right, as you go. So either way you do that, all right, there's a way for you to get involved, but both of them come with our 100% risk-free guarantee. Let me tell you exactly how that works, because this is in writing, okay? We want you to use the program, not for 10 or 15 or 30 days. We're going to let you use it for 60 days. Try it out, test it out. Make sure that it works, okay? Make sure that it works for you, okay? Use it for 60 days. Come to the class. Trade with us every day, 2 or 3 times a day. And after 60 days, all right, when you've got all that information, when you've got those results right in front of you, that's when you're going to make your final decision on this thing, and it's going to be an easy one, all right? If it's giving you the results, if it works the way I said, what are you going to do? You're going to keep it, right? And you're going to be a member of our group for life. However, if after 60 days, I don't care how well it works or how much money you made with it, all right, if after 60 days you decide that this is just not your cup of tea for whatever reason, in writing it says we'll refund every penny that you paid for the program just for giving it a try, okay? Your downside in that case is 0. Your upside is phenomenal. And when I say upside, gang, all right, that's not guesswork either. When we say upside, we back it up. You come trade with us for those 60 days, we're going to guarantee results. I told you this at the beginning, all right? We're going to guarantee to show you 2,000 pips in those 60 days, all right? And if we don't, minimum 2,000 pips, you're not going to owe us a dime. Why do you guys do that? Because we know this works. Why do you guys do that? Because we've been doing this 22 years, okay? This ABCD works. We'll back it up. That's putting your money where your mouth is. Every risk for you is taken out of the equation. All you have to do is, at this point is say, you know what, I'm going to give myself a shot at that. So let's have that conversation, okay? Option A or option B? All right, Ryan and Sean, you're both option Bs. Terrell, you're an option A, all right? Let's see, Navi, you're an option B. Winston, you're an option B. Alec, I might be a B. That's fine. Let's figure it out, Alec. Let's get your foot in the door. You need to see the warranty. Let that be the question you ask first. I'm going to get you into my 2-day class, all right, next week, so you can plan, all right, 9th and the 10th. What did I say earlier? We got 25 seats in that class. All right, a couple of them went this morning, but there's still room in the class, all right? So you can be in next week's class. If you can't make that one, you find out the schedule, you come to the next one. But during your 60 days, come to the class. Call your buddy, right? Say, come over to the house. Let's do this together. You do it right from your kitchen table on your computer. That is an awesome session. You get a couple more strategies that day, all right? A, B, C, D, it's great. And I'll tell you what, because my group is so big today, here's what I'm going to do, all right? So that you can take advantage of this, all right, I'm going to give you even more value, all right? If you call that number, 5 of you, I'm going to put down a little voucher for you. We'll get you the charts for a year for free, all right? Not 2 months, not 6 months. I'll give them to you for a year. So that's almost $3,000 in value just on the charts alone. But you got to let me know you're going to call me, all right? Write down the number, and I'll go ahead and reserve a year of charts for you. That's serious business, okay? And really at this point, it's up to you. Good, Douglas is going to call me, right? Type calling in, right, just like Douglas did. Now I got 4 of those left. 1 year of charts, okay? You still get the warranty, but you'll be able to use those charts for the year. Good, Michelle, now I got 3 of those left, okay? Look, you're not going to reinvent the wheel. Please don't try to. The roadmap's already set, okay? Chief got this figured out. Now it's up to you just to learn this thing and put it in your back pocket, all right? You've got to be able to trade. You've got to be the one pushing the button, okay? But just like Scott says, he's got the confidence to do it because he knows what he's doing, okay? ABC, this thing works, all right? We know people learn differently. They like live stuff, some of them, okay? Some people like interactive online stuff, and my millennials, they'll only deal with apps. Well, guess what? One way or the other, we're going to make sure you've got this formula. If you're going to work with our group, you've got to have it, okay? Then we're going to give you the tools. Wait till you see how that automated thing works. That would be worth every nickel of this all by itself, okay? And for those of you that have been looking for that system, put this to the test for 60 days. You want to trade it manually, though, that checklist is going to help you, all right? It'll get you into some good ones, and it'll save you from the bad ones. And then what everybody wants to do, find traders that are good, right? That's what I always wanted. Oh, man, look, you're making money. Can I come trade with you, all right? That's the key. You want that. Hey, you got to figure it out. I like your car. What are you doing? I'm trading. Can I come trade with you? That's what everybody wants. That is the hallmark of what we do, and you get to do it with the chief. It is totally awesome, all right? The sharks don't go anywhere near stuff unless they see credibility, all right, unless they see results. I showed this to Kevin Harrington, all right? Now he's part of this. 22 years, right, with Kevin Harrington on board, all right? You got to give yourself a shot. All right, that's all. You're going to give yourself a chance at it. So let me know which way you're thinking, option A or option B, okay? Type that in the chat box, and I'm going to wrap things up, okay? Now, I've got how many of you here? What a big group. I still got 227 of you, and I've got, well, let's just say I don't have everybody's name and phone number. Why not? Why not? I'm wondering about this. Hold on, because I'm talking to those of you that haven't put your number in yet. Look, you've seen things before, but have you ever seen something that repeats A, B, C, D? A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, over and over and over again, no matter where. Look at this. This can't be a mistake. Low price, high price, U-turn, green line, exactly. Then it changes. I mean, this works. You can make money with that, okay? What else? Well, you've got the opportunity this afternoon at 4 to break down 5,000 pips, and you've got a warranty that goes with this, okay? So my question is, at this point, what's keeping you? And I think I know the answer. Okay, so let me see if I can solve this problem. I know what's keeping you. It's the money part, okay? $47.97 is one heck of a price. That's a great value. But for some of you, you're thinking, well, I'm serious about starting, but the money part's got me hung up a little bit. Okay, if I can solve the money part, are you serious enough to get started? Okay, ask yourself that question, because I'll tell you what, in the next 2 minutes, all right, I can solve the money part, but you've got to let me know that you're serious enough about getting started. Well, how are you going to solve the money part? I've got 2 ways to do it. I can get this for you for less, all right, because why? Because I've got a scholarship program here, all right? I've got a tuition reimbursement program here. There's always a way to do something if you're serious enough about it, right? Here's what you need to know. With my scholarship program, right, and my tuition reimbursement program, you can get this entire thing for free. But you got to let me know you're serious about it. So here's what I'm going to do, all right? In the next 2 minutes, and I don't want you to react to this, oh, I can get it for free, well, let me jump on board. No, 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 no. You got to be serious about this, because I'm not going to let you waste my time, okay? I'm not going to waste yours. I showed you some good stuff today. That ABCD thing was major league. The Fibonacci thing, you got something good out of this, okay? I didn't waste your time. Now, if you're serious about getting started, and the only thing that's keeping you is the money part, okay, I want you to type your phone number in and put the word free next to it, okay? We're going to have a conversation. We're going to figure out a way for you to get started, but only do that if you're serious, okay? I've got limited space for that, and I don't want you taking a space away from somebody who is serious just because you felt like typing in your name. Is that fair enough?